Welcome once again to AEUPOD. I'm speaking with AEU Branch President Correna Haythorpe. Correna, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Now, it's been about 2 weeks since the recent Stop Work rallies, which saw 9,000 people take action across the state. I'm sure our listeners would like to know about developments since those rallies. How are the negotiations with the government going?
Yes, look, it was a fantastic turnout at the rallies, particularly in the Metropolitan rally. And what that did is it drew the government's attention to the fact that we are serious about these issues. And since that time, they have actually agreed to meet with us on a daily basis on a range of matters in order to progress the discussions a little closer to an agreement.
So there's a motion passed at the rallies, I believe, calling on the three ministers to become accountable and to meet with the AEU. Have you teed up a meeting with the ministers themselves? Or?
Look, finally the ministers have agreed to meet. Members would be aware that we've requested this now for many weeks, and Minister Michael Wright, Lomax Smith and Clarker have been reluctant to meet with the leadership of the AEU. However, following the rally, we received a letter from Minister Wright, and he indicated that the three ministers were available, and we have set up a meeting which will happen this Wednesday.
Fantastic. And you've also mentioned, that negotiations have been taking place regularly. And has the government come any closer in these negotiations to agreeing with any of the key elements in the AEU claim?
Look, for the last week, what we've been in discussion about is the low-cost, no-cost items from the AEU log of claims. These include a range of provisions, for example, conversions to permanency for swimming and aquatics, SSO, administrative hours, and what we've been able to do is reach some in-principle agreements on a few of these issues. However, there are many matters which are outstanding, such as travel allowances and country incentive allowances, which we'll continue to remain concerned about.
Right, and it seems, to me that the issue that's galvanised the members the most in this EB is the schools funding model proposed by DEX. It's well known now that about 175 schools will be worse off under their model. Has the government done anything to allay the union's concerns about their proposal?
Look, no, they haven't, and we've been concerned that the data that we've been given is based on the 2006 enrolment data. They've been very tardy in making sure that we have up-to-date data, and we believe that this really can only mean that the picture is much worse than what we suspect. We're aware that the 4 times a year arrangements will create issues in terms of not being able to offer permanent positions. And when this happened in Victoria, we saw a significant increase in contract employment. What we need to do is to look at the government's model. The AU also has a model, and we want to meet somewhere in between and make sure that if we agree to a new funding mechanism, that no school will be worse off.
Okay, so you'd be looking for some kind of guarantee from the government on that front, I imagine?
Look, that's right. Now, it's not only about funding, but we also need to make sure that the workload protections are in place. And if there's a move to taking away those protections, such as the guarantee of non-instruction time or flexible initiative resources time or administrative time, then we need to make sure that we can lock those down as part of the next enterprise agreement.
Fantastic. And Correna, obviously the rally on June 17th and the other rallies around the state were quite successful. Are there any further actions planned to build on the success of those rallies?
Look, yes, there are. Now, members may or not be aware about this, but Treasurer Foley actually appeared at the top of the steps at the rally, had a bit of a scan of the crowd and then slunk off to the side. Now, I think the government was completely overtaken by the fact that so many members around the state took action and that this is a widely felt issue. Branch Executive has endorsed an action plan for next term, and this will be looking at rolling stoppages. We have 2 rallies in the school holidays. On Monday of the first week, we'll be in attendance at Minister Michael Wright's electoral office, and on the Thursday of the second week, we will be rallying at Jane Lomax Smith's electoral office. And
details of those rallies will be on the website or the AU blog, I imagine?
They are on the website and the AU blog. We've also provided them via fax and via email to everyone that we have an email address for.
Fantastic. Well, Correna, thanks for joining us again.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Our audio and video podcasts are also available on the iTunes Music Store. Click the link on the right of this page to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to AEUPOD.